Welcome aboard, Cave Dweller. Welcome to my life. We are going to give everybody hope. We've lit off the torch to Guadalupe has gone out. These candles they're not always up to the snuff of being awesome. I'm sorry to say. But let's continue. This is Guadalupe up close. Guadalupe here. I looked at a painting of the original photograph of the original shirt that Guadalupe was painted on by Flowers and Miracle. And it turns out her moon is black. It's the black moon. She's a goddess standing on the black moon, which is fascinating to me. I'm not exactly sure what that symbolism means. Let's give it a shot by bringing out the blackness. I'm a little lost as to what to do. Is anybody over here on revision? Nobody on revision. Well, here's what we need to do. Revision. I guess I just need to get started. I had a whole list of things I wanted to talk about today. Actually, my list was that I wanted to think about things to talk about today, and then I just never did it. Never got around to making that list, is what I'm saying. Let's get comfortable. Mr. Rogers style. Taking off the sweater. Putting on the t-shirt. Here we go. I have a bed. So I'm not sleeping on the floor anymore. And that means that I wake up in soft comfort rather than aches and pains because my spine has been misaligned and misjointed. I don't know how cavemen did it. If we evolved to sleep, we evolved by sleeping on the ground. I mean, we didn't create beds for thousands of years. Wait, did people just put together a bunch of rocks, pile up a bunch of hay? I don't understand how they did it. But they did it, and they survived without scoliosis, so here I am, no more scoliosis. The only reason my back was sore is because I spent a lot of time on Saturday. Wait, what day was it? No, Monday, lifting things, bending over and picking up trash. I am thinking that's the reason. I actually don't know. All right, so magic sauce. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just pouring out the magic sauce, assuming that I'm going to use it right away, instantaneously. And I will, because this character needs... he needs more subduation. Because I added the violet, and now he's... I'm so torn. Let's work on the moon. We're making it black. This painting is almost done. This guy came in today, and he saw this painting, and he said, "Wow. I don't know if my wife will let me hang that." Usually when they say they have to talk to their wife, that means they're no longer interested, and that's usually after I tell them about it. But this is before I told them a thing. So that either leads to me that he was giving me the, whoa, don't even get started telling me about selling and buying. Or he was like, wow, I really want it, but I can't do it. I don't know. We're painting the moon. But it was encouraging, nonetheless. I was encouraged by his vote of adoration. And, well, actually what he said is that he didn't believe that I painted it. He's like, that's really hard to believe. I just met the guy. I just met him. And already he's dissing me like that? The scoundrel. How do you like my set? I'm building my set as I go. I'm debating whether I should move out of this window and go upstairs at the gallery and just paint up there because there's mannequins that I like. I can paint with the mannequins. My beloved bald-headed mannequins. Yes. Here we're blackifying the moon. Like all our hopes in this economic downturn caused by mass panic and fear. I have mixed feelings about what's going on right now with this viral epidemic. I am beginning to look into it, find out what it's all about. I resisted finding out what it's all about because that's a pain in the ass. But I've been saying I don't believe it. I just think it's media hysteria. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I haven't looked into it yet. The trouble is that I don't believe the media or anything they say. I'm on my ride here. NPR is a fear machine. On my way here, I was listening to NPR because I didn't feel like listening to music, and I had no more podcasts on my phone. It's an hour drive. And they were interviewing an Italian cop and an Italian doctor. And the consensus from the Italian doctor was that most patients are fine and they don't know really much of anything else. Is there permanent lung damage? Can you get it again? They don't know. But my big question is, what's the difference? Why is this one a crisis and the swine flu and the bird flu were not a crisis? There was no lockdown back then. What's different now? So both what's different with the virus and what's different with the times. Assuming that somebody has an agenda and they're lying to us, because that's the assumption I always make when the media says anything. What is their motive? If it's completely upfront and I'm wrong in my assumptions that there actually is something to be concerned about, then that's fine. I will happily say I'm wrong. But as it stands now, I'm still looking into it. You look into it too. We'll look into it together. But don't panic. Don't be afraid. Just sit back in your easy chair, pull the lever, pop the feet up, and enjoy some painting. Or, if you're really into it, you can set up your own canvas and you can paint with me by numbers. I'll number things as I go. Number 1, the moon, blackifying it. And I just did, and I like the way that turned out. It's got spots. Let's add some more spots. Now, this kid, Angel Kid, that's on the bottom, use some black lines to bring him out so we can really see what's going on here. These are supposed to be feathers, but they look more like half-assed tentacles. And the line looks like waves. Weird. That's fine. I don't care. Chris Knowles says the mermaids are out to get us. He may be correct. All right, now this kid is wearing a shirt, traditional Aztec Mexican shirt. He's probably got black hair. He's an angel, but he looks like a Mexican kid. He's holding up the moon that Guadalupe's standing on. I don't know why. I suppose the Madonna often is held up by angels because it indicates that she doesn't have any superpowers on. She must rely on the power of the Lord to get anything done. Excuse me, I'm trying to cover up this screen. I keep looking at the screen and not into your eyeballs. And I wanted to look into your eyeballs. So I need to remind myself to do that. It's typically not an issue with me. I don't know why it's going on today. I'm preoccupied. Preoccupied with shenanigans of the media, which may or may not be true. Okay, let's bring out these fingies. I'm using kind of a diluted black to put the lines in. Cam on the finkies. I learned from if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see the recorded edit from the last episode, and I regretted standing in front of the camera, between the camera and now I'm doing it for revisions. Right, revision. Let's get you in there. We're getting right in there. Right. Got the full body look right now, revision gallery cam. Oh, wait, stand by. My equipment. Every tripod behaves differently. I try to get them to behave the same, and they resist me. Now then, the logo up here, we got this police call box. I might as well just paint this dark. It'll match this area. What is this circle? Oh, that's a traffic light. Circle, circle, circle. All right, I should put a light pink one down here. I'll do that now before I forget. Quinacridone red light mixed with white. Never done it before, we'll do it tonight. I hope you're having the time of your life. Cave dweller. Cave dweller. I'm going to start a class, and the class is going to be online, and it's going to be Should I just do a class how to paint and draw like the Skrauss? Because that's really all I know. I can't teach you anything else. I can only teach you to be like me, and I don't... Actually, what I want you to do is be like yourself. But to teach you how to be like yourself, we have to go through the Skrauss Township. Right? Kenneth Koch did the same thing. He taught all his students how to do a Kenneth Koch poem. It's not my goal that you do a Skrauss poem. It's my goal that you do a poem like yourself. But you just have to go through Skraussville to do it. So it ends up being tainted by my stench. That's all I know how to do. Every teacher is like that. They have their own shticks and desires and obsessions. This is too dark. That's done with cadmium. Add some cadmium to that. I'm adding cadmium to this top part. I'm adding cadmium to this right over here. It just goes outside the line of this skull, so I'm going to add cadmium to that to add the illusion of transparency. Where is my cadmium? I have... maybe I'll just use naphthol. Whatever. What the heck? I mean... that's what substitutions are all about. There we go. I feel like partying in the street. It's so nice out. You can see the sun out there, and it's bright, and it's dangling in the sky. And no, that doesn't match. That is... what is that? It's transparent. I don't... here it goes outside. This is the logo to the Skrauss Global. I've added... it used to be just a G inside a white circle, inside a blue circle, and that little dot was the Earth. And then there was an X through it, which represented the precession of the equinoxes. This is Oceanus. This is the sky. The white is the sky. And then the G is global. The G is global because that's the main part of my name. What am I thinking? Now I'm stuck with it. It should be an S, but an S is not cool. An S just isn't cool. I'm going to have to change my logo. Oh, dang, man. This camera. Hey, what's up, Revision Gallery? Well, I don't know. If you have any ideas, let me know right now in the comments what I can do about that. I posted my ideas of the pandemic being a media-inspired fear frenzy, and somebody wrote back and said, why don't you buy a ticket to Wuhan and see what it's like there? You know, I have to admit that I don't have any idea what it's like there. Which is why I'm so skeptical. Feel free to pour on the hatred. I can take it. I can take it. You can use me as your surrogate punching bag to get out your angst. That's fine. We can do it. We're all here for each other, and I'm here for you, Cave Dweller. Call me anytime. Or write. Or paint a picture in your own style that's taken through Skraussville and mail it to me. And I'll be sure to exploit it. Okay, here's what we got. We have... these hands are being brought out. I still got to work on this kid. What happened? Alright, so what we got here? We got... huh. Alright, well... the zoom is out. The zoom has been passed around to too many people. It's caught the bug. It's caught a virus of weakness, of loserness. I'm not saying that people with any disease are a loser. I'm saying this machine is a loser. Where is my bracket? Here is one of my favorite pieces of equipment. You'll notice it. Look at this. There it is. That's the screw hole. This is a clamp for a cell phone. And it's just epoxied together. Because I tightened it once. I tightened it, and it busted. It busted by tightening. All right, stand by. I'll be back. Wait a second. I think my other cam is up here. No, it's not. Stand by again. Well, now. Oh, there it is. I'm using my phone as a... I don't want to break this again. That would be bad. So that means it can't be that tight. Here we go. Camera number 3 is going to be me broadcasting a Periscope. Will it work? Go live. Periscope. Hello, Periscope. We are live. We are live at Revision Gallery. The Skrauss Painting. It's the Skrauss Painting live. And you can love it or hate it. It's happening. It doesn't matter what you think, really. Here it is. Okay, you're the close-up cam. I'm sorry. Let's switch it around so I can see what you're seeing when I'm looking at you. There we go. Huh, that's weird. I used to think that Periscope flipped it around. I still believe that it does so. Togetherness. We're all together. I'm just putzing around, having a good time. I wish you were here, cave dweller. I wish you were here. You know, you can come down anytime. We have cookies, Girl Scout cookies, actual cookies built by Girl Scouts. Built and loved and beloved by many, and touched by Girl Scouts, and brought here with love in a basket by this kid who was so happy that she sold thousands of boxes through the aid of her mother. Perhaps too much hands-on. Where am I? Okay, so here's something that looks like flames on Senora Guadalupe's. Why don't I give you this angle? I'm going to give you the mic angle. Periscope, even though you're not attached to a mic, that's the angle you're getting. So we got these appear to be flames. These used to be traffic cones. I think I'm going to cover that up. It's a little bit too... No. I'm going to add transparency to Guadalupe because she's ethereal. She's not exactly there. What is this? Telephone pole. I should bring out these traffic cones. As if they're placed around the scene of the peg-leg monkey. Oh! I should put tape. I should put a chalk drawing around him. Boom! Skrauss, you're a genius. Oh, I love it when the genius, my genius, strikes in a Hillmanian sense. It's my gut, Periscope. It's my belly. Are you jealous? Are you jealous of my flat stomach? Here. Is that better? I don't want you to feel jealous. I don't want you to think, oh, he thinks he's so much better than me because he doesn't have a gut. I don't think I'm better than anybody because I don't have a gut. Let me just say that right now. I actually think I'm worse off. If this pandemic goes any longer, if the lockdown goes any longer, I didn't stock up on food. I didn't hoard. I don't think I'm better than you because of that. I think I'm worse off because when I get hungry, my body will immediately start devouring itself. My biome has the strength of 10 biomes, which means I will last 1/10 the time that you'll last. When this is over and done with, I'll be like a rail. I had a dream last night. There was 2 dogs. They were greyhounds. You know how greyhounds are very skinny and narrow and long and big. There was a greyhound and a puppy greyhound. And the puppy greyhound had a baton, a small stick, tied to his back so that you could see him. Because if you got him at the right angle, he'd vanish because he was so narrow. And I bent down to pet this little guy, and his body was covered with pine branches. Like a pine branch's suit. A suit made out of pine branches. The point is, I am as narrow as that puppy. So there's no superiority coming from me, believe me. And when I'm not making fun of you when I put a shirt in my gut. Back to the subject. This is all off subject and irrelevant. I don't care how boring or non-boring it is. I do care because I want you to love me. Now I'm making this. This is too warm. I'm sorry. My condolences go out to anybody who has a real one. Now this is I like the transparency. I'm adding the cones. Okay, got it. Let's do it. I'm going to do it with this white acrylic ink, and I'm using white because when I paint over it with a transparent layer, I want it to blend with the white. The white won't show through, but the white will absorb the color that I lay on top of it, whereas the black will show through as black. Verstehen Sie? Only 2 people in my life ever said Verstehen Sie, and that was, I believe, my dad and my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Lane. My dad liked to speak German to us. My mom did not. Even though her parents spoke almost exclusively German, she refused to speak the language. She was so pissed off after becoming an adult. Okay, let's see what we got. Here's a cone. Here's one. Here's one. Somewhere here. These pylons. This is a thing. There's a cone here. I should put one in front. I mean, why are they all in the back, right? I mean, why? Tell me, Cave Dweller, did I just wreck this painting? And I'm telling you, it's a series of destruction and non-destruction. Destruction and anti-destruction. If this was DC Comics, Crisis on Infinite Earths, I would be the anti-destructor. But I would also be the destructor. I mean, that's why he looked like the same... Well, he didn't look at all alike. Never mind. Okay, I take it back. Okay, we got... oh, there's a big one right here. Wow, these are crazy sizes. Right. So, the flames, the Guadalupe, it's all ethereal and therefore should be transparent and overlapping, ghostly. Okay, we have this sidewalk going across the street. I might just leave that as a line drawing. I want to put that house in the background that's burnt down, but I don't want to touch these flames. They're so awesome. I might just leave it like that. Put a manhole in here. All right. DPW. I always wanted to write a comic called DPW. And it would be like a war comic, and it would have stories in it, like old DC comics, like the Haunted Tank. I'd have the Haunted Garbage Truck. Wouldn't that be great? The Losers. I don't even need to change them. I don't even need to change that. And the what else? What was another great one? Sergeant Rock. There was the Unknown Soldier. So there's always a guy with a mask saving the day. A mask of bandages. The Unknown Constructor. Okay, there's a cone right here too. Alright, so we've got him in a ring of cones. That's good. I like that. It adds some junk here. I might actually even just leave them white because the color doesn't have to be literal. In some ways it's best if it's not literal, and then I use white as an actual color and that it jumps out. It's more interesting. So that's just to let me know where those are. This has to be subdued because I don't want DPW to jump out in the middle of the thing, but it is a street, so I want it to look like it's going back. I should add some black to make it go off into Shadowland, Caravaggio-esque. Caravaggio-esque, he's pretty cool. do that by adding it up here. Oh, okay. Let's actually add some pigment to that magic sauce. Black as night. Black as painted black. I don't know why nobody's used that as a pun in a magic sauce. In an art supply, painted black, and then it's the tube of black paint. How come nobody's done that? I have toilet paper to sell you, cave dweller. You just give me a call, and I will deliver it personally to your house. $10 a roll, $1 a mile. Cheap! Okay, so leave here. Yeah, look at that. So the black is come on in, revision. I'll show you something. The black, transparent black, when I add it to the edge of these flames, it diminishes them. So it gives them a greater capacity for evil. Well, not evil, but atmosphere. Okay, this has to be black. Some black in here. Now then, street black. Totally street black. Yeah, there we go. These can be gray. This thing can be gray. It's actually municipal yellow. Should hit that some yellow and then do it again. Gray over here. Black. Use some dashes. Take me back to taking myself back to my undergrad days when I would use dashes in the... See, here we are, subduing the DPW. Yes. I mean, not that the DPW needs to be subdued. Those municipal hooligans, they know what they're doing. They know what they did. And make it straight up black around Guadalupe here. Stand up. Okay, good. All right, revision. Thank you for joining me for that portion. Now I'm going to put you back in your stand, and you're going to just get the long view again. The long view again. I'm sorry. That's the way it is. So this looks exactly like a banana. Ugh. Well, what are we going to do about that, cave dweller? What shall we do? Periscope. I don't know why it is that nobody on Periscope ever watches me. I don't understand it. They don't even check in. Is it the time? It might be the time. Alright, well, it doesn't matter. It might be that there's nothing exciting going on except this stomach of mine and the painting. I should put them in the back farther. Oh no, I know. I got it. I know what I'm going to do. The high angle. Oh yeah. What's up? Here it is. Wait. Yes. Ha ha ha. Hey! Alright. This is going to look great in the edit. I'm always adjusting. Always adjusting the video production just as I always adjust the painting. I want transparency on these cones. The outline might be enough. Subdued that somewhat. I like how this is flat, this crosswalk. I might want to put some municipal yellow in there, so let's try that with Aureolin hue. Or no, do I have a... I mean, that looks municipal, but I wonder if I have a more transparent yellow. That's why I buy azo yellow. Because I used to have a thing called nickel azo. It was a hue. It was made by Golden. Or was it a hue? I don't know if it was a hue, but it was definitely transparent. Let's see if this is transparent. Somewhat. I added black to it, and it doesn't work out because it's already pretty dark. kind of cool. Alright, this is also that same yellow. Bueno! And these cones are also that same yellow. Alright, Daddy-O. Now we're cooking. We're bringing it all together into one unit. It's one unified whole. You do that. Look at this. This is totally brilliant. Oh, this is so great. Well, look, in this, I drew this cone, and it's totally off of that cone. I mean, it's like offset. Like a bad print job. So wonderful. Add some here. You can totally see through these cones. The cones are transparent when Guadalupe shows up. Reality becomes transparent when the goddess arrives. Look out! You may yourself become transparent. And when that happens, oh my goodness, all hell breaks loose. You don't know up from down or right from wrong. You become Nietzschean. When God comes to life. Here we go. More yellow. More transparent yellow. Ooh, some black mixed in there. That's cool. This is great because it's overlapping existing you can see in here there's already some color. Oh no. Oh yeah, this is a blast. Now the inside of the cones are red. You know, I keep looking at this and I feel like it's too chaotic. I have to subdue some of it, and instead of subduing it, I just actually add more junk. I'm throwing more junk in your face. It's like I'm the George Lucas of painting redux. But it's what I got. It's who I am. I'm me. I'm nobody else. I'm sorry. What I'm liking it happening here is I'm just going. I'm not even bothering to keep it in the lines anymore. And that's when you know you've discovered something great. Some girls were in earlier, and they promised that they might think about possibly, if they felt like it, stopping by for the live paint, and then they didn't, and they broke my heart. Broke my heart. Okay, I'm just done. I'm looking for comments and viewers, and there's nobody around. That's all right. I bear no malice. I guess people have better things to do, playing checkers and board games. Or maybe they saw my Twitter post and they're like, hell no with that guy. That's all right. We can do that. I bear no malice. I bear no malice because I have spent too much of my life holding only malice for my enemies. And then 2016 came and went, and it was the year of infamy when love reigned and the hilarious Donald Trump trounced his enemies. It was cathartic to me. I'm going to keep saying that, not to stick it to you because you're probably a liberal and don't like Donald Trump, but because you know that there are those of us who are creative who enjoy Donald Trump. And I don't find anything wrong with his policies. And we can discuss it if you want. I'll buy you a coffee, and then we can talk about it. I don't hold anything against you. Maybe I should. But I don't. And I won't. And I can't, so I shan't. Let's bring up the fingies of the Guadalupe goddess here. She's got two fingers together. She's scruffing the peg-leg monkey. And he's got to look two-dimensional, like a piece of paper. This is a fig leaf. I have some drawings of a fig leaf, and I showed you these a few weeks ago, the drawings. I was going to paint the fig leaf, and then I totally forgot. I just got carried away. Oh, those lines are way too thick. Maybe they should be. All right. Let's see what the painting says. Painting. Speak to me. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, maybe it needed that. Okay, I'm just winging it here. I'm winging it. This is the peg-leg monkey's footsies. He's got a thumb toe. Here's his hand. His hand. That's his foot hand. And here we have two fingers stuck together, just like above with Guadalupe. Oh, the arm has a twist. Okay, so it starts out sideways, and then up here, and then up here it's sideways, and then it goes flat down here. So, but it doesn't look like it's twisted. Maybe I'll just leave it that way, although that kind of makes it look round. How can I make it look twisted? With lighting? And right here, the spot between the leg and the arm is ambiguous. Oh, and I'll just keep it as a lost edge. My buddy Mike Nielsen told me there's some of the most dynamic things in painting, one of the most dynamic things in painting are lost edges. And he says, sadly, that's not being taught in schools. The reason it's not being taught in art schools is because art professors don't know anything, really. Alright, so this comes out, gets wider as it comes down, slash on the corner, comes out. This is a different color because the grip part of a monkey's tail has no fur. Did you know that? A prehensile tail has a little skin grip. It probably has a tail print, footprint, fingerprint on it. You could probably like slap a monkey's tail down on a piece of ink and then slap it on a piece of cardboard and that could be their signature. Sold! I mean, they gotta use something. They can't write. No, okay, that brings it out a little. Let's do some, and I'm using this really thick brush for some reason. Typically when I do these lines, I use a thinner brush. For some reason, I'm not doing that today. So his hand comes down. It's flat. Comes out. There's a curl to it. Thumb has a curl to it. Corner. One, two, three, four. Now here's where I need a thinner brush because I'm just going to use this liner. Even though they're hard to work with because they're made for long straight lines, not short putsy lines. They have too much give. Ugh, I can't use this. I'm going to use this and this. I'll just use this Liquitex. I love Liquitex. I mean, I love this particular brand of no-name brand acrylic ink. Oh, I can't use this brush. This is a good brush. Never use your good brushes with acrylic. Use them only for watercolor. Using your good brush for acrylic will destroy your good brush, and eventually it'll no longer be a good brush. It'll look like this. See that? It's all flared out. It's got no point to it whatsoever and no more paint on the wood. Hello, team YouTube. Thank you for being here. Nobody on the revision. That's all right. Got it. That's all right. People got other things to worry about then. A show that fingernails. Even with acrylic ink. Wow, this smells like Chinese cooking. You know that one thing with the pork that's breaded? That's what this smells like. Okay. I actually don't know if that's Chinese cooking, but they have it at all the Chinese buffets. I never had it when I was in China. And I was never in China. The closest I got was Kowloon, which is kind of a suburb of Hong Kong. mainland, though. It's on the mainland. It's not like another island. That would be cool if it was another island. They have those in Thailand. They have other island cities. Same in Republic of the Philippines. Going through the Philippines is so great. You go through the Straits of Malacca and you get to the Philippines, and it's just island after island, and you can see them. They're like right there, like from here to across the street. You go past an island, and your ship, maybe a little further out, but it's like you could touch them. You can definitely smell it. When you've been at sea for over a month between, well, maybe it's a couple weeks, between Guam and the Philippines, you get there, from the horizon you can smell it. You can smell the trees and forests from the horizon. It's glorious. And then going through it, it's like a maze, a labyrinth of islands. It's so great. Everybody would come up on deck and just, all work would stop, and we'd just be standing there looking at these islands go by. Incidentally, that's where the pig-leg monkey's from. He's from the Republic of the Philippines. Olongapo, actually, which is infamous. Everybody that actually is a Filipino despises Olongapo. Okay, so his neck comes out like this. And then his fur comes like this. Two-dimensional, so I got to show some thickness at some point. It can't just all be thick lines, so let's do that right here. Fastest way to showing that something is two-dimensional is to make it paper thin. Alright, so I'm doing that now up here. I love painting. But if it wasn't for you, Cave Dweller, I wouldn't be here doing it. Because it's kind of a pain in the ass and frustrating, because I just make little incremental changes every episode. Every time I sit in front of the canvas, I make minor adjustments. And overall, they build up and they create something very great. But I just get so discouraged because every day it looks like nothing has changed. So I thank you for being here, even though there's nobody here. I thank you for the potentially being here. I thank you for potentially viewing me paint, because without you, Cave Dweller, I would not be doing it. And like the customer revision came in today and said, "Wow, I can't believe you painted that." That warmed me up in here, right here. Oh. Okay, we got that. Oh, it's time for a break. "100% well water from the Pierce Street Iron Well, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The last public well of its kind. Once in the original Bayview, still in the original Bayview." I was going to say once in the town of Lake, but that's not the place it was. Not better than Skywater. Tastes like iron, smells like freshness. I mean, vice versa. rusty. The well has an abundance of a specific chemical that is good for building bone. Not calcium, it's a chemical. There's a big brass placard that says, "Warning! Exceeds levels of blah 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 chemical. Look out! Don't do it!" It doesn't say don't do it. And it's constantly running. All it needs is line heads to be spewing it, but it just comes out of spigots on both sides. And then on the front side by the sidewalk, there's a bubbler. That's what in Milwaukee we call water fountains. And I'm never going to say the word water fountain because I wish regionalisms remained. I don't like how television has turned everything homogenous. I'm going to step back and let you bask in the glory of this painting that I love so much because it's coming out. I've got to do something. I'm squinting now. Whoa! Look at this! Her hand matches this! Look what I did! Do you see what I did? Do you see what I did? It matches! Look! Look! Close-up cam. Look, we got the scalular-shaped word balloon, and then right next to it, the scalular-shaped hand. Whoa! These accidents, see, these great accidents are why I paint. I just love how everything seems to come together. Like, I wouldn't have added these pylons today, or the DPW, if I hadn't decided I needed to make this blacker. And then suddenly, I made these lateral connections to fill in this stuff in this. Now we have a ring around here. I was going to work on this guy. What happened, Cave Dweller? I just didn't do it. All right, other things came together. Let's put that fig leaf in. I'm going to finally do that today. And I'm going to do it in green because he's subdued. This is the subdued version. If you look at the army patches, the green patch is the subdued one. The colorful one is the way the logo typically looks. Right? On battalion and whatever they call unit patches. Same in the Navy. My favorite Navy patch is for the Seabees, which is Construction Battalion. And their logo is a bumblebee holding a Tommy gun, smoking a cigar. It's so great. Because the Seabees, they go in with the Marines, they go into the beach, shoot up the place, and then they come back with bulldozers and they build a base. Construction Battalion. What am I making here? I'm squirting out some black. What was I forgot what I was going to do. Totally forgot what I was up to. I forgot. Totally forgot. Well, I guess it's forgotten. Let's work on this kid. I'm going to use some Van Dyke red, just so I have practice with it. I got this as a gift. I've never used it, because I don't know if I like it. I can't predict what it's going to do. Oh wow! A piece of wax just floated up to the top of my water. It's fortuitous. What is it? What is that an image of? It's a porcupine. Alright, I'll put this somewhere where it won't melt. Now then, back to this. This kid's face. Give him an eyeball right here. Give him one right here. Half of his face is in darkness. Oh, so bright. Nose. That's really bright. How's this thing? I guess his thumb would go behind and then his fingies would be here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Because, I mean, the whole painting is cartoon plasticism. We're almost done, Cave Dweller. I am afraid that we don't have many minutes left. As soon as Revision Gallery goes out, as soon as they're gone, I'm closing down the show. Periscope gets ripped off. Not that anybody cares because nobody's there. Nobody is there. I hope you're having a good time. These heads are having a good time. These heads are, excuse me, Guadalupe. These heads are having a great time. And you could be too if you were here sitting in these empty chairs, these forlorn, empty chairs. That's where the cookies go. Yes. I love bombing. I'm just bombing. Every time I get on camera, every time I'm here live, I bomb. I go down in flames. I don't even go down because the ship never takes off. It just erupts. Boom! And it's not even spectacular. It's one of those eruptions where it's not even cool. It's like there's a minor explosion in a piece of the engine that's concealed by the hull, and then it just goes error, 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 and then all the pilots have to get out, climb down the scaffolding, go into the lunchroom, take off their spacesuit, eat lunch, wait for some schmuck to fix it. I'm not saying repairmen are schmucks. Okay, so we got... I meant to say poor sap. That's what I was getting at. Where is my white? My tube of white gets smaller and smaller every day. I wish you were here, Cave Dweller, because if you were here, I could actually talk to you and we could have a two-way conversation. As it is now, for me, it's just like praying to Jesus. One way. It's all one-way communication. It's me saying, ouch, hey, help. And then the giant silence. In Psalms, they talk about that, how prayers never get answered. They call it, the heavens are brass. The heavens are brass when you're talking to God. Why do we even bother? And then the heavens are brass, and he has the gall to tell us we're like resounding bells and clanking cymbals. I mean, what the hell? At least we're making noise, right? He uses his brass as the cone of silence. That's a reference to my favorite TV show, Get Smart. Well, it was my favorite TV show in 5th grade when I would watch it instead of doing homework. I mean, come on, man. Don't mix these metaphors. All right, so here's giving her some whiteness back in this hand. Oh, maybe I didn't want to do that. Is it still scellular? All right, subduing the whiteness by wiping it. There we go. Yeah, looks like the skull is biting the peg-legged monkey. That's so great. Wait. I want to wipe it off. I just want it subdued. There we go. All right. Put a shine on his phone. Okay, the face is coming out. He's got this thing. I don't know what this kid looks like. Oh, okay, yeah, he's got the colors of Mexico. And I just gave him these wings. His wings are spread out. I gave him like these tentacle wings. But let's make them the colors of the Mexican flag, just like he wants. Oh, I forgot the peg-leg monkey's groin protection. Okay, I'll do that with the same color green as I'm doing the angel kid. Still got time over here. We still got time over there. I was going to say, I said I was going to mix it with black because peg-leg monkey is subdued, like the subdued patch. That's right. The Seabees, the story of the Seabees really got me going. I love the Seabees. I wanted to be a Seabee, but then I thought I didn't want to be in the Navy any longer than I had to be. Turns out I really should have joined the Seabees. Could have learned how to construct things, and I had a lucrative paycheck. Instead, I have a negative paycheck. Okay, this looks too much like a dong. Let's make it come out a little more here. Give it some, okay, I'm going to give it some curvaceousness. There we go. Like the one David wears. And then in the real world, and then we got the Mexican kid's flag. Flag wings. He's wearing a red shirt. Okay, well, I'll have to adjust that later. I'm going to check on the actual... I don't know, this representation is not accurate. Of course, neither is mine. Today is one of my favorite days. I saw my first robin last night, Cave Dweller. We got 1 minute and 25 seconds left. We're done. But I got in everything I needed to. Let's see what we see. The kid got more detail. The pylons got put in there. And the peg leg monkey's groin protection was inserted, as well as some two-dimensionality. It's been a good time. It's been a good time, and it's been the best time for the long time. Cave Dweller team, I love you all so much. In the edit, this will be awesome. It will be your favorite show. Your favorite show in the edit. Hang on. Let's see, we can get every view of the Skrauss. And we're getting every view of the Skrauss. Not because you need every view of the Skrauss, but just because he loves you. You. That's right. 7 seconds left. Revision gallery. You let me down today, but that's all right. I'm never going to let you down. I will be here for the duration. I will be here for the entire quarantine, 3 days a week. Cave Dweller, join me. You can join me live. So far, we have yet to have had more than 10 people. That means there's room for you. Room for you. Imagine me pointing at you right now, and I would do that, but I can't because I'm holding a camera. We're done. Thank you. And as for you, my heroes on YouTube, I love you. I'm so glad you're here. I had a great time. So long.